Hello and welcome to New Zealand story for the Amiga, an arcade conversion released by Ocean from a Taito original. And it was released for the Amiga, Atari ST, Commodore 64 and possibly other systems as well. The plot is that Tiki the Kiwi is happily living a peaceful life in the Auckland Zoo, and then one day a walrus decides that it wants to capture all the kiwis in the zoo because it wants to restock its larder. Tiki, of course, escapes and he sets it upon him to free his friends. And in order to free his friends, he will have to navigate different levels and reach the cage they are trapped in to go and free them. As you can see from the gameplay, it appears to be a platformer, but it quickly turns out to not be a platformer. It is I don't know what to classify it as, but the platforming aspects quickly becomes a minimal part of the way you navigate the different levels. The kiwi is a bird that cannot fly, which of course is a bit unfortunate, but arming himself with a bow and arrow, Tiki sets out to clear the path to his friends, and while the bow and arrow is a decent enough weapon, you can, by killing enemies, get other pickups. Different weapons, bombs, lasers, and all sorts of goodies. And already at this stage even, we start facing one of the things I find most annoying about this game, and that is the flying sections. For a flightless bird having to fly, it is a bit of a pain. But of course, the game has been designed in such a way that you have plenty objects that can fly, that you can jump into or onto, and then navigate the levels by flying through them. The thing is, though, when you're flying, you are extremely vulnerable to infinitely respawning enemies, and in my experience, you want to avoid flying as much as possible because it's slower, and it's easier for enemies to box you in than it would be when you are on the ground. Early on, the flying is optional, and later on it becomes forced. And you know what? If this game had remained a 100% platformer, I'm sure I would have enjoyed it a lot more than I actually ended up doing, because I've mentioned it before in certain videos and I will happily mention it again. I am not a fan of mixed genres. If I play a platform game, it's because I'm in the mood to play a platform game, not a racing game, not a shoot 'em up, not anything else but a platform game. I booted up a platform game to play a platform game, and while this is technically continuously a platform game, these are flying sections which are forced because you haven't got any other option. You cannot find platforms that you can scale in order to counteract the flying aspect. And at certain levels much later on, which I won't get to in this video, but I played this game many years ago, they basically contain 100% flying sections. And I don't know why, but I have never seen what the big deal about this game is supposed to be. I remember years ago when I was reading reviews of this game back in Denmark, the Danish reviewers were up in arms about how good this game was, how great it was, how cute it looked, how great it sounded. And to be fair, as an arcade conversion, especially for Motion, which had quite a hit and miss reputation, this is definitely not bad compared to the arcade original. From a graphical and the sound point of view, the game is very close to the arcade original. The arcade original used slightly softer colors and slightly softer tones in the music. Exactly the same music, but just slightly softer to listen to. And in the music, I found to be a frustration point because when you have the same kind of music playing on virtually every level, it needs to fade into the background. And for me, it never did. I was always aware of it, and because of the fact that I was always aware of it, it became rather grating after a while, to be honest. I found it intrusive and annoying more than cute and exciting. While the game moves fine, anyone who's watched any of my videos will know how sensitive I am towards bad scoring, there is a certain amount of delay. It is barely noticeable in the video, but once you play the game, you can definitely tell. As you can see, when moving up and down, there's a certain catching up that happens after. But also when you're moving sideways, there is this virtually imperceptible delay, but it's there. It is definitely present, and I find it a bit jarring. It's hard to explain. It has to be experienced, but it is, in my opinion, very noticeable once you start playing the game. The game is cute, but cute doesn't make a game. Of other arcade conversions, the king is possibly Rainbow Islands, and Rainbow Islands is as close to a perfect arcade conversion on any system, the Amiga version of it. And the thing is, I absolutely adore Rainbow Islands. I love the game. It's difficult, it's challenging, but it's enjoyable. And I never felt the same way about this game. I never understood what the big fuss was. I failed to see where the excitement was to be found. I found the game unfair. I found the game annoying, frustrating. Too many blind spots like that. And for me, it's not a bad arcade conversion, but I am just not a fan of the gameplay. So, in that regard, not much more to say, except for thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye for now.